Morning everyone. So quick little question. Do you wait till you feel like doing something to do it, or do you do something to make you feel like doing it? So stop and ponder on that little question. So my name's Harvey, I'm a remote property investor, and all the time I'm sort of like trying to push myself and stretch myself out of my comfort zone, and at the moment I'm very much out of my comfort zone, and I thought I'd be more into my comfort zone right now than I actually am, you know, because ultimately I'm doing this new coaching program and this new training business, and I thought now I'd be comfortable with it. I've done 3 of them, they've all been pretty successful, I've had fantastic feedback, I'm getting people signing up for it, and I thought I'd still be in this little comfort zone of where now, okay, this be ticking along, but I'm still building, and as I'm building it, because I want to build it into a company, not something that I run on my own, I've built that into team members, and I've built a team around it, and I'm building systems around it, which takes a bit more front-end investment, which brings on overheads, it makes it a bit more scarier, to be fair, you know. So ultimately I'm still getting them fear factors with it, and I thought they would have reduced a little bit by now, but myself and everybody does, we ebb and flow in our confidence and our energy and our moods and and what we want to do and how we want to do things. The biggest thing that holds a lot of people back is fear, and most guys, especially, but even women as well, but us guys, we've got a male ego and we don't want to admit we're scared of something. We just make every which way of excuse of not doing it and say, I was too busy today, or this is going on in my life. And the truth is, everybody has got a busy life, everybody's got things going on in their life. It's the way you compartmentalise it and the way you attack it and get things done, you know. So ultimately, the last week or so, I admit I'm not always perfect at this. I procrastinated a little bit and didn't push some things hard forward, because what happens as well is when you don't push things as hard forward and they don't work, if you haven't put a massive effort into it and it don't work, you can make all these excuses. I was busy and I couldn't have the time to quite send out or make enough calls, or I didn't get time to speak to enough people, and if it don't work and you don't put the effort in, that kind of gives you a justification why it didn't work. But if you went all out and put every single bit of your energy and effort into it and it don't work, it makes you feel better about it, you know. So we actually sabotage ourselves, and then half the time we don't get started because we don't feel like it, because we're having these doubts and we're thinking, will this work? But the truth is, things don't always work first time. We have to consistently go at them and trial and error and tweak it and keep on going and moving forward. Very, very rarely do you get somebody that just tries something and bang, first time it hits off. You have to keep on trying, brushing yourself down when it don't work, and it's what you have to adopt the mindset of is, it's not that it's failed or it don't work, it's just testing, it's just split testing, saying, does it work better this way or this way? So if you've got 0 results of this one and 3 results of this one, whatever the results you are looking for, it means this one just works better than this one, so you've tested the better way. You might do something that you get 100 results off of this way and 90 results off of this way. Don't mean the 90 was a failure, it just means this one was slightly better. So if you've got to really adopt your mindset of looking at things that are not failures. Easier said than done. I still go through this to this day, even though I've had some good achievements in my life and I've made some momentum forward. I still get this, you know, and especially on the training and the coaching stuff at the moment, I'm still getting that nervousness and I'm still getting that anxiety. I'm getting them some days where I'm not pushing as hard as I can on it, and I have to catch myself. And some days I wake up, and as I said, and this little quote in my head is really good to push me forward. You've got to start. If you always wait to be in the mood, you very often won't start. You've always got something that's holding you back from being in the mood or making you, and it's usually fear, to be honest. So what you need to do though is, once you start, like with the coaching, once I start, I'll do a coaching call with somebody, and it buzzes me and gives me the energy, and it makes me push through them barriers of not, like when I actually get to them point and I'm a bit scared of putting myself out there, or a bit scared of making that call and making that sell to people for things like on the coaching and doing them parts of it, I have to then remind myself the reward I get and the reward people get from what I'm doing, you know. So then I have to just start, and I use the 5-second rule all the time. Anybody on my coaching knows about this 5-second rule. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 it and get started, you know. But ultimately, most of the time, you're not going to be in the mood. Sometimes you are, some people are, but some people are just naturally, innately got an ability of ignoring them doubting things and just don't hesitate and they just move forward and do it, you know. So you overthink things and don't do it, and this is what holds us back. So ultimately, what you want to be doing and what you want to be training yourself to do is just starting things, even when you're not in the mood. Because once you start, start a gym, you can't be bothered to go to the gym. Once you walk there, or I walk anyway to the gym, but once you've got in the door and you start, you come out and you feel really great about it. Because one, you've overcome doing something you didn't want to do, and two, like you realise, wow, it wasn't quite as bad as I made it up in my head, and I'm really glad I've done that. I'm pleased I've done that now, you know. I do cold showers, and again, it's the same thing. Before, leading up to it, I'm like, I don't want to do it, and in my head, I'll build it up. But then once I've done it, I'm pleased because I've overcome that thing, and it really does make you feel refreshed and livens you up and gets your focus. So yeah, my question is, any of you out there, do you always wait to be in the mood to do something? If you do, you'll be waiting for a long time. If I'd done that, my business would be hardly nowhere. If I'd done that, I'd be really overweight and I wouldn't be exercising and looking after my health. So waiting till you're in the mood is a really poor way of doing things. Yeah, if you're in the mood, fantastic, it's even better. And some days you will be in the mood and you will feel up for it, but most days you won't. So it's about just pushing yourself forward on them days when you're not. It's not pushing yourself to the point of massive overwhelm. You've got to get a balance of this. It's pushing yourself enough incremental. So someday, there's a little trick. I learned this from John Assaraf. Like, when you're really anxiety about something and you're scared of doing it, take a 6 breath exercise. So you breathe in through your nose, blow out through your mouth 6 times. You can say a little mantra to yourself, like, I breathe in, calm, and I release anxiety, whatever the word is you're feeling, whether it's stress, anxiety, tension, and then just make one little small incremental action step, and you create a positive chain of effects moving forward. So that one incremental small action step might be just sending someone a message, or booking an appointment or a meeting with somebody, or making a plan to what your next steps are. So yeah, really important about taking action. The results are in the action taking, and the information alone and knowledge alone just don't get you there anymore. You need to take massive amounts of action, and to take massive amounts of action, you need to understand the psychology and the mindsets behind it, because that's the biggest thing that's holding us back. And just because you understand it don't mean you don't have to work on yourself constantly. It's like being healthy as well. If you stop going to the gym and you get in fantastic shape, and you take your foot off the gas a little while, you go out of shape, you know, unless you're one of these exceptions of the rule. You always get a unicorn, these exceptions of the rule that are naturally just skinny without, no matter what they do. But in general, if you stop, it slows down. It's the same with your mindset. You've got to constantly work on that constantly, and work on yourself, sell yourself daily to keep on pushing forward, because businesses and growing things and doing anything successful becomes challenging, you know. So you've got to, and the bigger it gets, the more challenging it gets, the more overwhelming it can get. I've felt this overwhelm a little bit because it's getting bigger again. It's like, wow, bigger overheads, and it sort of overwhelms you, you know. It don't get particularly you get easier and you get better at recognizing these situations and re-navigating yourself forward, but it's still, the challenges stay there. And in fact, the bigger you get, the bigger the challenges that come. The more successful people with these are the ones that navigate through challenges well and accept that they are part of the journey. And be fair, once you've sort of like overcome a challenge, it's massively rewarding anyway. So I like to equivalent it to like a puzzle. If you do a small puzzle, it ain't rewarding. It is easy, it's not rewarding. You do a big 1,000 piece puzzle, it's very rewarding when you click that last bit in, because it's been hard. But if you try doing a 1,000,000 piece puzzle, that's too overwhelming and you'll just get fed up with that. So you've just got to pick them right size puzzles and make that in your mind that things are just puzzles in life and challenges, and then step forward incrementally all the time. So I hope you found that useful, guys. Anybody, let me know if you hesitate. Post it in and let us know in the comments how you deal with these things and how you're feeling with it. But remember, if you don't evolve your ideas, you'll never live on your own terms. So evolve your ideas, live on your own terms. Have a fantastic day, everyone.